Hello, and welcome back to CG Rated Books. We're here Tuesday, Tag Tuesday, about to complete another tag. And this tag is Adventurers Assemble. Now, I was tagged by Kevin Tolles a little while back. Kevin tagged me like a little ways back, like 9 months ago on this particular tag. So why has it taken me so long to respond? Honestly, there's a lot of tags that I have in my backlog that haven't been completed because the answers to the prompts are book specific, right? Book specific, which means that the answers to those prompts come directly from the books that I've read. And I'll be honest with you, up until I started doing BookTube, I can't remember half of what I read. I read it, enjoy it, don't enjoy it, I put it down. I probably never ever return to it unless it's by accident. And so here we are. But since starting BookTube and since working on doing book reviews and, whatever, and talking more about books, I am retaining a lot more information about the books that I've read. And it's making it a lot easier to do some of these tags. So you're going to start seeing more and more tags that are book specific and not necessarily user specific or channel specific. So today we're going to participate in the Adventurers Assemble BookTube tag. This one's easy. It's only 5 prompts. So I'll be able to knock this one out pretty quick, get a short video up for you guys to watch and hopefully entertain you with. And without further ado, I've got my questions right here. Each prompt actually has like a phrase categorizing the type of prompt. So the first one is Nom Nom Nom. Choose a companion or adventurers that will ensure that you eat well on your quest. And I pick Daniel Destrange. Daniel Destrange is one of the authors from A Quiet Retreat by Kiersten Modglin. And that story is a bunch of authors, 5 authors total, that are prominent in their field that have been invited to a sort of haunted, or actually a lodge with a bad reputation has been reopened, and they've been invited to come up for a writer's retreat. And Daniel Destrange is probably the most popular, the most prominent, the most highest ranked author amongst the group. And so he was pretty much laid back the whole time that they were up there. So he spent a lot of time making sure that as a matter of fact, the very first meal was him cooking meals, and he every single time that they had an opportunity to eat, he would refer to, "Hey, let's fix something to eat." So my first choice is Daniel Destrange, and I'm probably not, because it says a companion or adventurers plural. So I'm just going to do one per prompt. Prompt number 2 is, I know this one. Choose a companion or adventurers to help you win a pub tavern quiz. Now, I may pick 2 in this particular one, but it's from the same book. The main one is Lina Mayfleet from the City of Ember by Jeanne DuPrau. And she had a sidekick. She had a partner who helps her find a way to escape from City of Ember. And that was Dune Harrow. Now, there were 2 different mindsets. So Lina is fairly analytical, right? Likes to think things through, likes to puzzle and ask questions. And Dune was mechanical. And during her phrase, when the book opens up, they're still in school, and they're at the point of their life where they have to pick an occupation, and it's usually done by raffle. So it's by chance. So you walk up, you dip your hand into a hat, and you pull out a piece of paper, and then you read what job that you're going to be doing for the rest of your life. And even though I can't remember what she originally picked or what she was, picked up, but Lina ended up being a messenger. And I believe she took the opportunity of trading places for somebody because the job that she got wasn't where she wanted to be. But Dune got exactly what he wanted, because the city of Ember was an underground town running off of a generator that was starting to fail quite a bit. And Dune was always wanting to figure out how to save the city. And so he actually picked the occupation that he wanted. But Lina and Dune together solve a puzzle. Now, the reason why I pick Lina is because the people that built them, the city of Ember, and put them down there was because there was a post-apocalyptic event on the surface of the earth. And so they wanted these people to survive. But they wanted them to survive and stay on the ground until it was safe to come out. And they had all these rules. They gave them supplies and gave them all this stuff on how to get out. But they wrote it in a letter, and the letter got destroyed. And Lina had only got pieces of this letter and was able to solve what the letter was saying. And the letter was basically instructions on how to leave the city, where to go, and how to start new above ground. And so Lina was able to figure out that message, that letter, with no additional help, no knowledge or whatsoever. And everybody that was supposed to pass this information down to the next mayor, they died. So what normally happens is the letter is in the possession of the mayor, and then the mayor, when he comes to the end of his term, he passes it on to the person who's relieving him and then explains it to him. Unfortunately, the last mayor died naturally of a natural cause, but he died from a heart attack or stroke or something, and that was prior to him being able to pass the. It wasn't sickly, but he ended up becoming sick and dying before he was able to pass the information on to the new lawyer, the mayor. So they didn't have any clue on what to do, and Lina figured it out, and Dune helped her get out of the city. So that was pretty cool. Number 3, keep it safe, keep it secret. And that is, choose a companion or adventurer that will stay loyal and trustworthy until the very end. Now, I can't recall if this was the very name of the guy, but Charlie from Double Wide, written by, Leo Banks, sorry. Now, Charlie was a tenant in a small Arizona trailer park out in the middle of the desert. And the main character, the main protagonist, Whip Stark, was the mayor. He was a former baseball player. And he kind of just got out of the field because of an injury, got out of the industry, and ended up, escaping to Arizona. And while he was there, he started a small little trailer park, and started renting out some trailers to, and he was the unofficial mayor of that area. Well, crime came in there. There's a lot of trafficking and stuff that was going on through there. And right when he had the most trouble and needed help, Charlie, this former military, this former soldier, he called for him for help. And Charlie, without blinking an eye, without batting an eye, grabbed his rifle and was right there with him and went up to the mountain and protected him and was willing to do it again. So Charlie from Double Wide. And I believe that's his name. I can't recall. Number 4, got your back. Choose a companion or adventurer that will help you in a fight. Now, I picked Matias Baena. Matias Baena from Faded Blades, written by Ilona Andrews, right? And here's the main thing. So Matias Baena was the inheritor of a very prominent family on a distant planet somewhere, where these large families have been, competing over power. And fortunately, his family was a part of they had this really super powerful military. And these specific soldiers that were trained, they had these really cool tech where they had holographic weapons that came out of their arms that actually solidified. And he was known as one of the top fighters amongst his family, because of course, with him being the leader of the clan, the leader of the family, he got all this wonderful training, massive training, and was at one point operating as one of the members of those military forces. And there was a plot against him and another family they were actually rivals. And there was a female who was a leader of another family who found out that her husband was cheating on her with Matias's wife. And so she came, because they disappeared at one point. And so she came to Matias for help, even though they were rivals. And Matias and I don't even remember her name, they came together and went about trying to stop another family war, because that couple, the cheating couple, was trying to start another war by selling the family's technological secrets. They were going to escape, make some money, and make a run for it. But in the meantime, they knew that they wouldn't be able to escape their families, because their families are very traditional in fashion. So they wanted to make sure that the families wouldn't follow them. So they tried to make the families, into a warring pact with each other. So, yeah. So Matias, Baena from Faded Blades. And then the last one is Man's Best Friend. Choose a companion or adventurer that are not human. I had a few to pick from, but the one I'm going to choose is Jack Skeleton, or Jack the Skeleton, which is actually the dog from the last book that I just read, Chaos at the Lazy Bones bookstore, excuse me, by Emmeline Duncan. Chaos at the Lazy Bones bookstore. Now, Jack wasn't a very violent dog, but he's slightly protective. And it was mixed dogs, but he was able to, he had character in the book. So, even though he wasn't, an active member of the storyline, he was prominent in the story. And so I picked Jack Skeleton because he helped her, protect her. Anytime he was worried about his human, and anytime somebody would even step towards her, even in a friendly way, he would always step between them and her, because he wanted to protect her. So Jack the Skeleton, very cool, very mellow dog that really made his presence known. And in Chaos at the Lazy Bones bookstore by Emmeline Duncan. And there we have it, 5 prompts. It says to tag people. There's a 6th prompt. It says tag people. If I find enough folks to tag, I will list them in the description instead of trying to, find them and list them, in the video. I will grab a few names that I know and list them in the description. So, boom, you're tagged. And I hope you haven't done it. And if you have, then just don't worry about it. Let me know. And once I tag you, I'll probably go out to your page and find out anyway. But just let me know. There's no peer pressure, no pressure. Just if you like it, that's good. Thank you for joining me. And like always, y'all keep reading.